A notorious murder case in Texas history. Michael Morton, wrongly convicted of killing his wife, spent nearly 25 years in prison. Investigators say it was because this man withheld evidence. Ken Anderson, who prosecuted the case.
If there's anybody who's confused about whether I'm beating myself up and about whether I'm absolutely sick about this case, you're wrong. Because I am.
New DNA testing set Morton free, but in an unprecedented move, Anderson went to jail for his misconduct and lost his license to practice law. That case raises the question, who holds prosecutors accountable? KXAN's Chris Sadeghi joins us live from the Travis County Courthouse tonight with more. Chris?
Well, Leslie, it often becomes a question of what constitutes prosecutor misconduct. Is it only when evidence is deliberately withheld, or does it include unintentional mistakes? Here in Travis County, we found that the DA recently promoted one prosecutor, even though this question has come up twice.
People make innocent mistakes. We review those because we don't want that to happen.
One of those mistakes happened in one of Austin's most notorious crimes ever. Laura Hall was on trial in connection to the brutal 2005 murder of Jennifer Cave, dismembered in a bathtub.
You all, as the jurors, are the sole judges of the evidence.
But an appeals court ruled that prosecutors withheld evidence and ordered a new sentencing trial. Stephanie McFarland and her co-counsel were not disciplined.
But that's what the appellate court was talking about.
Their boss, District Attorney Rosemary Limburg, says it was an innocent mistake.
I think it's really important for the public to distinguish between error, between mistakes, and what has become to be called prosecutor misconduct very commonly.
According to the Texas District and County Attorneys Association, prosecutor misconduct means deliberately engaging in dishonest or fraudulent conduct to produce an unjust result.
And the prosecutor just overlooked it.
That's not how Charles Baird sees it.
It is not relevant whether they willfully withhold it or whether they inadvertently withhold this information.
He sides with the state bar rules, which say prosecutor misconduct can be an act or omission by an attorney.
That they just have the absolute duty, so whether it's willful or inadvertent does not matter.
While he was a judge, Baird ruled that a 2007 aggravated assault case is where McFarland, once again as the prosecutor, withheld evidence. He overturned the suspect's conviction because of what he saw as prosecutor misconduct.
And there are two shining examples out there where Ms. McFarland did not live up to that very high standard.
Later, an appellate court overturned Baird's ruling, saying he abused his discretion. But to show just how debatable a misconduct claim can be, in 2012, the Innocence Project found 91 cases in Texas where misconduct occurred. But the Attorneys Association argued only 6 were truly cases of misconduct. Regardless, no prosecutors were disciplined. As for McFarland, KXAN obtained her discipline file and found 0 marks against her. In fact, earlier this year, the DA promoted her to chief of the Juvenile Prosecution Division.
She's an ethical, experienced prosecutor.
And during her tenure, Limburg says she's seen 0 cases of deliberate prosecutor misconduct, but says if it did happen, it would have severe consequences. She also says Travis County has long had an open file policy, which allows a defense attorney complete access to the case file. That's something the recently signed Michael Morton Act now mandates across the state. We're live downtown tonight. Chris Sadeghi, KXAN News.
Chris, thank you. And on our website, KXAN.com, we have both studies from the Innocence Project and the Attorney Association. See why their results are so different and why the association says that prosecutor immunity is needed to protect the system. That's on KXAN.com. Just search for this story on our main page.